Hello everybody and welcome to version 2 of the Create Tree Farm. Yeah, I did a little rework on this because the refined storage, as my buddy Enda Games pointed out, the refined storage has a bunch of issues. It's really not been updated. It's kind of janky. You can't get the logs out of it either, which is kind of silly. But yeah, so it's really doesn't work very well. And so I kind of went a little bit back to the drawing board here. Everything's pretty much the same except for I got rid of the chest and I just have the hoppers here, like so. And of course, you're getting a little bit extra stuff falling in there. To fix that, you could probably fill these other, with say sticks or something like that. You could just fill that with a non-block item, some sort of entity item. You don't want to use a block because these are block placers, right? So yeah, so something that isn't a block, you would have to put in there. I mean, like doors and stuff, it'd probably place all that stuff. Trap doors, slabs you couldn't use because it would, black carpet you couldn't use. It'd have to be some sort of entity. Leaves, you couldn't use leaves. Nothing you can place down. You couldn't put anything to place down in there. So, something like rotten flesh would be good. I mean, that's pretty useless. So, you could put that in there. Yeah, some sort of entity. Arrows, throw some arrows in there. That would probably work pretty well. You can usually get a lot of arrows. Yeah, just something like that. Bottles are pretty easy to get. So yeah, you can fill that up because stuff's going to fall on top of it and, fill in those slots there. So you probably want to put some sort of, like you do on a filter, you put the dummy items in there. Now, the difference on this is everything is pretty much the same here. So as you can see, the items flow down the conveyor. They go up and then they just drop into the chest here like so. The difference on this one is I've got a andesite funnel here, and as you can see, it's filtered with a sapling. So any of the saplings are going to drop out of here, drop onto the conveyor, and end up going back into the hoppers here. Now, like I said, if you fill up these areas here with a non-block item, then, once this hopper fills up, then this one will fill up, and then this one will fill up, and so on down the line. So over time, it's all going to fill up and you'll be good to go. And of course, when you get an excess of saplings, you can just, add them to the second slot there. So that's how probably I would mess with it. But any of the saplings that come in here, and see, we got this issue with this, the hoppers, it should flow down, but it doesn't always do that. So just be aware of that. Now I've got the blocks there because, as you can see, it wants to bounce around coming out of that funnel. So yeah, but they just go in there and they'll just end up in the hoppers here, like so. And everything else is pretty much the same. I've just got the I just got the conveyor running all the way around. So, and I don't have a magnet over on this side, but I've got two on the other side. So yeah, this works pretty well, and it's the andesite funnel seems to be working good. The filter on it seems to be working good. So yeah, I think this is a good working system here. Now, of course, this is a mess, right? It's a big mess here. So I kind of redid it over here and made a nicer little version of it. I mean, it's not a great build or exciting build by any means, but it's a little nicer. And as you can see, I've done the same thing here. I've got the andesite funnel there, but the difference is I put a bubble column. So the boy, that's loud. The sapling will drop out and go into the bubble column, go all the way up to the top. We'll go up there in a second. I've got lots of storage here, so again, you got the same issue with these. I don't know why it does that. It gets stuck in that first one, but it's, as you can see here, let's see if we can go up and see them coming up at the top. Oh, they might have already gone through quicker. There we go. See, the sapling comes up the top, and then it'll go right straight into the hoppers here. Pretty much the same setup, except that it's a little bit more compact. So yeah, and it's this magnet goes directly into there, and there's the hopper there. And then again, you can do the same thing here, which I haven't done, but this is just demonstration. But if I was using this in a play, then yeah, I would. Oh, that's not supposed to. Oh dear, just tearing the place up. If I was using this in my world, my play world, then obviously I would fix it. I would put in a some sort of non-block item here to fill it up, or maybe just use sticks. Sticks are always good because you can. Sticks are pretty easy to come by, and you get a lot of sticks from this system here. As you can see, we got quite a few sticks, so sticks might be a good. I don't believe the sticks will go into the. I've not seen them go in there, in the deployers. And again, these deployers are really just block placers, so just keep that in mind. So any block you put in there it can potentially get placed down. But yeah, this is just a little. We'll fly around here and take a look at it. Just a little build I did. It's nothing great, but if you were to put this in your world, this would work out pretty well. And I elevated it. I got it up off the ground so that it just doesn't end up being this big blob like that. So it gives it a little bit more character. And of course the water wheels are here, but doing it this way, I was thinking you could have a tree farm here, right? And then down here you could have like a regular farm. Set yourself up a regular farm. So yeah, you could put all your farms in kind of one little area, which I thought was kind of interesting. I didn't do that, but I should have planted a farm down here. I was thinking about that. What could you use this area down here for? You could put animals down here. This is a nice little area where you could fence it off and put your animals down here. So yeah, you could set up a little farming district with your tree farm on top, and maybe split this in two, put animals on one side, or have 4 pens here where you have different animals. Set up a chicken coop down here, whatever. There's a lot of possibilities for this, but I actually like the way this turned out. I thought it turned out pretty well. So it's nothing great, visually, but it's extremely functional, and it's much more compact than that monstrosity over there. That's for sure. So yeah, and it seems to be working just fine. Yeah, that andesite funnel I think is really the way to go on this, and you can see it's connected to this chest here. You'll just have to check it because the stuff gets stuck in this top instead of flowing down like it's supposed to. Stuff gets stuck up there, so you might have some. It just seems to be a quirk of Bedrock Edition where you get that. Typically when you set them up like this, set up the hoppers like this, they'll flow down to this chest until this chest fills up, then this one will fill up, so on and so forth. But it doesn't quite work that way. And maybe maybe that it does it that way in Java too, but I never noticed that in Java. It seemed like in Java it would flow all the way down to the bottom and fill it up like it's supposed to, and then go move the next one. So it seems to be a quirk of Bedrock Edition, but I could be wrong about that. But regardless, it's fine. It isn't that huge of a deal. But I just wanted to kind of point out, show you version 2 of this, because version 1 really wasn't. What the refined storage is wonky and doesn't really work. You can't get the logs out of it. So yeah, that really wasn't a good addition. So basically got rid of that, added the andesite funnel, and there you go. You got a working tree farm. And this is, something that you can just, keep an eye out on over time. And, if you get an excess of saplings, come up here and throw them into the hoppers or whatever, if they don't go in there. And, once this thing runs for a while, you can fill up all those hoppers with saplings, and then it's not an issue anymore. Yeah. And I think, see, they'll come down to this end down here, and then the magnet will pick them up. If they're just sitting there on the conveyor, the magnet will pick them up. So, but there you have it. Create Tree Farm, a working automatic, for plan it and forget it tree farm. So, yeah. Now I did this up high to give the reason this is like 2 blocks up is because the andesite funnel is a little wonky. So this kind of allows the hoppers or the items that come out of the andesite funnel want to bounce around. I'm not sure why. I guess it's just the way they're implementing that, the way they're spawning in that item. Anyways, they bounce around really badly. They'll bounce right off the... that's why I've got those blocks on the either side of it over there, because they'll bounce right off the conveyor belt. So I put it up that way with some gates to keep the water in, and it actually will just drop straight down, hit the conveyor, go into the water, and then go up. And it works pretty well. It gives it enough time to, not get all wonky and quit bouncing around and acting strange. So that's why I put it up so high. But you could, I'm not sure it needs to be quite that high. But anyways, this is still, you could still reach the top chest on this. And I think 4 chests are plenty. And of course, there's those storage drawers add-on that you can get, which would work pretty well. You could always, have a couple chests and then have it output into the storage drawers where, as long as, the saplings would drop out of the funnel, and then the other items would flow into your storage drawers. That would work out pretty well. But yeah, I'm happy the way it turned out. This Create mod is a little weird. It's got a lot of quirks to it, and it's very limited. You're not going to be able to do much with it, honestly. But I've got a couple ideas. Tree Farm was one of them. So yeah, and then I've got another idea I'm going to play around with and see if I can get it working with this Create mod. I don't see any way to be able to create any sort of like in Create and Java Edition, you can create these contraptions that can like tunnel, and do mining for you and stuff. And I just don't see, because of the way this is set up, and when you glue items together, they turn into like phantom blocks. So I don't really think, unless you use maybe slime blocks or something, maybe a slime block contraption in conjunction with this might work. But I don't know how you're going to power it other than using the furnace flywheel system. You might be able to power it that way. Yeah, I don't know. It might be something worth playing around with and seeing if you can get working. Get a slime block contraption going, and then put the create items on top of the slime block and see if that'll work. Yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Because when you glue items together, it seems like it turns them into like phantom blocks, and they don't really, they're not useful for anything. It's just more kind of a decorative kind of situation. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling as usual. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I hope this was a little bit helpful for you. Yeah, if you want to use this Create mod and make yourself some contraptions, give it a shot. It's not terrible. It's not great. But you can do a couple things with it. So that's one thing about it. So I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.